Hey, what's up guys? It's Bjorn from Triops. So today I got a video for you guys about housing your Triops or picking the right size of aquarium for your Triops. First I would like to start off, I have been getting a lot of questions about commercial kits. Those are the kits that can be bought in stores as toys, unfortunately. Um, like the kit I have over here. I started with one of these kits in the beginning as well. That's how I got introduced to Triops, but after one kit I was like, no, this is not what I'm going to do again. So I decided to upgrade to an aquarium. It was a small size 40-liter aquarium that should be a 10-gallon tank, I guess. And well, I was definitely convinced that it's better to keep Triops inside an aquarium instead of these little plastic containers, which are definitely not large enough to house your Triops properly. I will explain on that and later in the video, but first I want to start off to the people. If you bought these commercial kits, please do not expect that this kind of small hatching container is suitable for a Triops to live his entire 90-day life. It's not a long lifespan, but still, I believe that these animals should be treated like any other animal. I'm sorry, guys, and I really think they deserve the room they need. And from what I have read and have experienced, it's best to give them at least 1 liter up to 4 liter per adult Triop. That should translate to 1/4 of a gallon up to 1 gallon. Basically, if you keep them at 1 liter per adult Triops, they will stay a little bit smaller and you can actually have a little bit more trouble with active cannibalism. And well, they can get a little bit aggressive towards each other because they are in such a small space. And that's why I definitely recommend, if you buy these kits, use this as a hatching tool, but don't use them as a like a permanent home, because it's not suitable to keep your Triops in on the long term. So I never use these cups anymore, so I basically use these when I'm replanting my aquariums, and I just put some plants in it so I can have a look at them, trim the roots, remove some leaves, and etc. So I'm gonna remove this thing as well, and we're gonna take a look at what I have been doing the past 1.5 years right now. And well, I use these cups. It's almost the same size like the hatching container from the commercial kit, but I'm only using these hatching cups for hatching only. That's something that the set doesn't imply very well. Well, in my opinion, the sets actually just tell you to hatch the Triops, how to hatch them, etc. And eventually, they actually don't tell you too much about keeping them on the long term. So that's where I wanted to make like a video for you guys about why you should try to keep them inside an aquarium rather than inside these tiny little cups, because a Triops really does need some space. And for instance, this is a 25 liters. That should be around, let me see, 6 gallons, I guess. And well, it's sufficient enough for like up to 10 Triops, I guess. But I also have like the 15-gallon tank, which is a way larger tank for the Triops. This is the main tank, and they actually have way more space inside this tank than in the other tank. So I'm mainly using this tank as a nursery tank. So I use a three-way system. First, they're gonna hatch inside the tiny containers. Then they will get nursed up to like they are adults. I will try to get like one batch of eggs inside the substrate. When they are like about, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks old, maybe, they are going to be transferred to the main tank, where they can actually grow out like until their lifespan has been reached, which is usually around 90 days. Some species can actually live till up to 120 days, I guess. And yeah, actually, if you have like an aquarium, it's way better to have them inside an aquarium rather than in any other container that you could find, like a plastic jar or something. Because I also had like people asking me, can I keep like 10 Triops inside a jar like this? But well, I usually say we could live inside a garden shed as well, but it's not going to be comfortable at all. Like, I could live in the garden shed, for like 2 weeks maybe if I have enough food, and but it's not going to be comfortable. I cannot thrive inside a garden shed, so that's why we usually live inside a house. And well, that's basically the same principle with triops. You can just expect them to survive really well inside such a tiny small container. That's basically the story and the message that I wanted to bring you guys. Just make sure you get like a nice size aquarium that you can afford. You don't have to go for like a big aquarium like this one. You can also just go for like a smaller nano aquarium, but just make sure that you don't exceed the size and the size limit of the group. Just don't go for like 50 triops inside a 25 liter, but because then they will again have not enough room to grow out well. You will get a lot of cannibalism as well. They will just fight each other out, and basically it's going to be like a Hunger Games for them. You have to feed them a lot, and it just doesn't work really well. Just take the advice. I'm not implying that you always should get like an aquarium. You can also just take a large size plastic storage bin or something. If it's just safer to keep some animals inside, that it's not made of some toxic plastics or something. Just make sure there is enough room for your triops. That's the best way to keep them. That's how you reach the same sizes of triops that I'm getting, because I just made sure that they have enough room to grow in. It's easy. So a lot of people also told me like, I keep them inside this plastic container and it died after 3 weeks. Yeah, that's also because it probably didn't have enough room, or because you weren't able to maintain the water quality very well. If you have an aquarium, you have a large volume of aquarium water that you can maintain on the long term, and eventually that will also be really beneficial for your triops as well. So if you're considering getting yourself some triops, make sure you get a kit. Maybe you can also buy like a pure egg kit as well, because usually, because that's also a question a lot of people are asking me, they buy these commercial kits and they are also getting fairy shrimp and clam shrimp inside these kits, and that's true. This kit doesn't have a warning on it, but it actually shows some of the creatures that are also hatching from these kits, which are clam shrimp and fairy shrimp, but also Daphnia and other little tiny creatures. And sometimes people will only get the fairy shrimp and they ask me, I got some kind of shrimp creature, but it doesn't look like a Triops. What do I have? So if you're buying these commercial kits, you also usually have a chance at getting these other creatures as well. And actually, there are no Triops eggs sometimes inside, so that can be a problem. If you really want the Triops, just get some aftermarket Triops eggs, like from breeders like me, or from other commercial websites. It's all fine. Just make sure you get yourself some Triops eggs instead of these commercial kits, because usually they also have other creatures in it. If you want these other creatures, just go for the commercial kits. You have a way larger chance of getting them, because usually if you buy pure Triops eggs, you're getting pure Triops eggs. So just make sure you find something that suits your needs and that something that you want to actually see. If you want to see these other creatures as well, I can definitely recommend to buy these commercial kits, because they usually include some of the other animals as well. But to me, I'm really dedicated to keeping Triops, so I'll just stick to Triops eggs that I harvested myself. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you got any questions about like the size of an aquarium or something, or if something is suitable, just drop a comment and I'll try to reach out to any one of you guys. But I've been really busy lately, so I'm not always able to reply to every comment that I'm getting. Unfortunately, I'm trying to keep up with you guys, but if I didn't answer your question yet, feel free to drop it again, and I hope I will be able to pick it up the second time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you get yourself a nice aquarium for your Triops, and hope to see you guys next time.